Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Matthew Vogelstein. For those of you who do know me, you probably know me as Vogie or Vogue. Now, if I was in your position, I might be thinking about that math test that I have today, or how I'm going to fit 3 hours of homework into a single lunch block, or what's the fastest way to get to the jig after this meeting ends. And I get it. And since I was not given any parameters or time limit for this speech, I will try and get you to that bacon, egg, and cheese as quickly as I can. Taft is a place where we as students can succeed academically, athletically, and socially. I mean, take me for example. According to trusted sources, I had a higher save percentage last year on thirds across than Thomas Riccardelli, the #1 goalie recruit in the nation. Okay? And I've had the exact same grade in Mr. Campbell's English class for 3 out of my 4 years here. However, I wasn't always the most well-rounded person at Taft. It's taken me 3 years and 2 weeks to figure out how to manage all the aspects that make up being a student here. Today, I'll share some of these moments that turned into lessons with you. However, even as a senior, speaking in front of the whole school today, I can admit that I am still figuring it out. During my first year here, I would get rattled by work, no matter how simple it was. I would overthink things, and before I knew it, my brain was fried. So one day, I ventured to the jig. What started out as a normal visit turned into a card-throwing match between Townsend and me. We were throwing our student IDs, my passport card, my new debit card that my parents told me to take care of, and perhaps the most valuable, my Taft laundry card. Now, I don't know who threw it. I think it was him. But my laundry card ended up in the rafters above the ping pong table. The card had simply vanished. Yes, we had spent an hour testing our card throwing abilities that had ended in a detriment to the amount of clean clothes that I had for that week. But when I got back to my room for study hall, I just sat down, grinded out my history and English writing, and called it a night. I had cleared my head. I wasn't panicking about anything or overthinking the assignment. I had given myself time to reset and come back to the issue. Now, I'm in no way saying that you should leave here, go to your F-block class and say, well, Vogue just told me that I don't have to do my work. Okay, let me be clear, that is not what I am saying. Working hard is crucial to keeping up with everything going on at Taft, but sometimes everyone needs a break. You need that 30-minute nap, that 30-minute conversation with a friend, or that walk up the hill to see soccer, field hockey, or lacrosse winning by 10 at halftime. Fast forward to junior year. I've gone through 7 more laundry cards, but I am somehow in AB Calculus. As you can probably assume, it was not an easy class. My roommate at the time, Michael, was also in the class. So the night before a certain test, we spent a couple hours doing word problems to prepare. However, there was a slight difference in his approach to mine. You see, he was in bed at 11:30, ready to get a good night's sleep and hit his day running, while I was in the HDT common room until about 2:30 a.m., at which time I started to see the refrigerator move, so I thought it would be a good idea to call it quits. Let's just say, or that morning, 4 hours later, I woke up exhausted and our grades varied severely. Let's just say I hoped that that particular assessment would get lost in the grade book. I believe there are 2 reasons why those scores could have varied so drastically. A, Michael was a much better mathematician than I was. Or B, at that moment, he had a knack for balancing schoolwork that I didn't. You guessed it, both A and B were correct. I didn't give myself enough time to process the info, or to even relax and let it sink in. So if there's one thing I hope you take away from today, it's that having that balance here at Taft is important. My last story pertains to the dorm. As some of you know, Februaries in Connecticut can get a little, let's say, grim. As the sun sets no later than 4:30, productivity drops even faster as everyone is trying to wait to get through the month. The work does not stop, but your will to do it declines exponentially. I was one of 6 mons on HDT2 last year, and on one of these dark winter nights, we concluded that it was our duty as monitors to boost morale the only way we knew how, with a prank. So we got to brainstorming. Our main goal was to bring the dorm together and have fun doing it. We decided that one night at 10:29, we would try and fit as many people into one of the bathrooms without Miss McNicholas noticing. Then at 10:30, they would all walk out one by one back to their rooms, and we would see how long it took her to realize. Now, it didn't quite go according to plan, shocker, because everyone walked out at the same time. Although our plan was executed as poorly as you were likely envisioning, the laughs we had that night gave us a much-needed break from the stress and anxieties of study hall. It gave us the opportunity to unwind and share a memory with our peers that we still laugh about to this day. In my opinion, having that kind of balance here at Taft is one of the many keys to success. Working hard while at the same time letting yourself go helps create a more relaxed and encouraging learning environment. Taft is special because while it's a serious place, the people that make up our community often are at their most successful when they're not taking themselves too seriously. Our success on and off the field is actually a product of striking a perfect balance with everything in between, whether that be dorm feeds or Red Rally. So try and create that balance for yourself, or the next thing you know, you'll be up here making a speech about how you convinced an entire dorm to cram into one bathroom just to get some laughs. Thank you. And here's Bridget Brockelman.
Hi, everyone. I'll try and get you to the bacon, egg, and cheese as soon as possible, and this will only take about 0.42% of your 24 hours. So I hope you enjoy. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bridget Brockelman, and I am a four-year senior from Greenwich, Connecticut. Now, what I'm about to say may surprise some of you, none of you, or maybe just a few of you. But if you know me, you will likely agree. I have never been called quiet. Very shocking, I know. I know you're all really surprised to hear that, but it is true. While my outgoing personality has mostly served me well, this wasn't always the case. At my old school, I often felt out of place and like I didn't belong because of my constant energy and high spirits. I was often left out, and that caused me to feel socially anxious when around people. Middle school was particularly difficult as I began to be excluded from my own friend group, and I often felt alone, and when I was with people, I would constantly overthink my every move. Did I say something wrong? Was that the weird, or am I being weird? Did I do something? I felt isolated and like I didn't fit in anywhere. I didn't feel like I could be myself, and I had a constant need to be on. When I had my revisit day at Taft, everything felt different. During my revisit day, my sister and her friends all said hi to me as I walked the halls, and the majority of the teachers referred to me as Nina's little sister, or asked, "Oh, are you related to Nina?" when they saw my last name. I would say yes and move on, despite being referred to as Nina for the rest of the year in some of my classes. I remember feeling extra special when Mr. Frew said a piece from Everett's application, ensuring everyone felt included. That was the key takeaway from my revisit day. Everyone has a place here on campus. I'll say that again. Everyone has a place here on campus. This was a place where I could picture myself actually enjoying my 4 years. I didn't need to overthink and analyze myself and my every move anymore. I could truly feel that I belonged. Now fast forward to the fall of 2019 as I started my freshman year. During my first day of class, I was completely lost. I was late to all of my classes and frantic, and I'm sure we've all felt this way at Taft one time or another. Now fast forward to later that day. It was my last class of the day, and for some reason, I could not find my history classroom for the life of me. I scanned the hallway looking for a sign or someone to help, and of course, the only other person in the hallway was a 6-foot-tall football player who towered over me and was triple my body weight. I slowly approached him in the hallway, working up the courage to ask him where my classroom was. He kindly responded, informing me that it was located directly behind me. I was instantly relieved, he responded, yet also extremely embarrassed that my search for my classroom did not extend to looking directly behind me. Regardless, I was glad to know where I was going and thankful for the help. I bring this up because this moment was more than just gang directions. It set the tone for my overall Taft experience and the countless interactions to come. In that small moment, I felt supported. This made me understand the power of small actions and paying it forward. Fast forward to today, and whenever I see someone lost on campus, I do my best to offer any directions or direct them to someone who could actually help them find what they're looking for. I want this notion of supporting one another to be evident at Taft every single day. I hope students can be vulnerable and not feel the pressure to do everything right all the time. I want people to be fine with failing because after all, it's high school and you won't do everything right the first time. We need to be the type of school and the type of people who build each other up and not tear each other down. On this campus, everyone should support everyone. People fit in and are not afraid to try new things, and others don't need to worry about being an outsider. I want Taft to be a place where we all feel welcome and included, and that starts with everyone in this very room. If you see someone is lost, help them. If someone doesn't have a partner, be theirs. It's the little actions that make a huge difference. We have to be willing to put in the extra effort to be there for one another. I hope by now you're getting to know the people in your grade, in your dorm, or in your afternoon X. These are going to be the people attached to the memories you have from your time here at Taft. We need to be open and get to know other people, and we need to learn how to support one another. These are also important to learn before you graduate to ensure you make sure you leave a good mark on Taft. People are going to remember when you said hi to them during a rough day, when you pulled up a chair for someone at a table and made them feel welcome, when you offered to study with someone to make sure they got the extra help they needed. On that note, Vogue and I are really looking forward to the rest of the year. We hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And lastly, roll Rhinos. Thank you.